A counter-rotating vortex pair could be seen in a variety of applications. Today we'll go through the details of their migrations, flow fields, and interactions using diagrams in CFD. Firstly, let's consider two equal strength vortices. The inner sides of the vortices both have the same velocity magnitude, thus there's no shear developed. However, the outer sides develop shear on the fluid. You could think of this like two wheels turning through a channel. It's this outer shear which directs the vortices downwards. Now the total circulation of this domain is equal to 0 because each vortex, although it has the same magnitude, is operating in a different direction. So when you consider a case which doesn't have a total circulation equal to 0, you have an inherent rotation of the structures. For example, of two unequal strength vortices, the stronger will circulate at a smaller radius to the larger, where they'll both circulate about the same point. This creates a helical motion between them. And notably, things become more complicated when you add a wall, but first, let's tackle the flow field of the equal strength vortices. As you can see, an inner recirculation region is formed, and an upwashing outer region. The critical thing to note is that, obviously because of viscosity, the vortex can move flow outside of its core region. Now considering a no-slip ground plane at fluid velocity, we can see that the vortices develop more shear above than below. This is because we have a somewhat similar condition between the vortex and the ground as we have to between the two vortex cores themselves, effectively a reduced shear. This culminates in the vortices moving outboard. So clearly, depending on ground proximity and ground condition, a different lateral translation could be observed. Furthermore, in some cases, the ground plane can affect the vertical translation of the vortices as well, such that they have a rebound effect. Considering the flow field we described earlier, the boundary layer is suppressed in the center, laterally moved outboard, then drawn up. The ground therefore has an adverse pressure gradient and could be susceptible to separation. Now, if separated, a secondary counter-rotating vortex is formed next to the primary vortex, inducing an upwards motion or the rebound effect. And this CFD case shows the combined downwards motion, outboard motion, and the beginnings of a ground plane separation and rebound. In this video, we went through some of the interactions between a counter-rotating vortex pair, and I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video.